Hi, this is Maginoni, and welcome to another edition of The Good, the Bad, and the Disappointing. This is where we're going to take a look at this week's books and figure out what was the good, the bad, and just the most disappointing of the week. First up is the good, and that is Magneto #2. This was really a fantastic issue, and surprisingly, this is really coming together into something like it's a great character study on one hand. It's very adult in the way Magneto is handling things, and it's actually a very good read. Basically, what's going on is Magneto killed some people, or sorry, he killed an Omega Sentinel, I should say, and now he's going to where the person lived, and he's tracking back what's like, where did this person come from? Are there others? Things like that. Along the way, we also get an interesting story from Magneto's past when he was a young kid and during the World War II, and how it relates to the future. And this is the Magneto that we know and love. This is the one where he's not a superhero. You know, he's that guy who's like threatening to kill everybody. And you know what? He does kill. I mean, there's some people come in, and he prepares ahead of time, gets a bunch of nails, and just pokes them with those nails until they die, basically. That part, I mean, just this whole concept what they're doing here is great. The art, I think, is really, really well done, and overall, it's just like a great piece of work. Going back into Magneto's past, I like how, if you notice, all of this is the color side, and then his past is like a grayish, bluish tone type thing, and so you get that great separation of past and present, and things are going to get serious really soon. Basically, what's going on is there's like basically a homeless camp, and there's people, an organization who's going to this camp, and they're extracting people, and they're most likely experimenting on them. Hence, we got the Omega Sentinel. So it looks like they're turning people into Sentinels. And Magneto is handling it far better than what the X-Men or anybody else would be doing. So I really, really, really love this series so far. The bad. Oh, this is just god awful. Now, I only bought this because I knew this was going to be one of those things where I just had to see. You know, it's like you're driving down the street and you know that there's that wreck and you just have to turn your head. And let me tell you this much, this did not disappoint. That's why this is not on the disappoint list, because this was just horrible. Basically what they're doing is they're looking at what if Ultron, won the Age of Ultron, and they're doing it with there's multiple different stories to show you multiple outcomes. And personally, I think, why do you need multiple outcomes? It's like you can have a multiple outcome for every single supervillain battle. What if Green Goblin won the Goblin War? 5 different issues for that. No, you don't need it. So it's kind of redundant. And in this, and it doesn't matter at the start and how each one of these gets going. What matters is who won. And this here is just part of it even just goes, really, it's like all the superheroes are dead. Giant Man is like traveling across the country, so to speak, stumbles upon Ultron, and I'm using this term loosely because I know that he's really looking for Ultron. It's not like, whoa, look at that, I didn't expect to see you here type thing. And he just beats Ultron's robot, and I'm like rolling my eyes going, really? If this was that easy, then why did you all get killed? And I fully understand that Ultron is letting Giant Man win, but it's just one of those things that you're looking at it, and this is initial reaction time. And I'm just, it's just like bad. This whole concept of, I mean, What If was a great series, but this What If Age of Ultron, and they're giving you 50,000 different alternative endings type shit. This is just bad. The art, parts of the art is good, and it's just a shame because this is just muddled on with pretty crappy story. This earns the distinction of bad of the week. Now the disappointing, and that is Aquaman and the Others. This for me earns the disappointing because basically, let's call this what this is. This is a money grab. See, DC has very few hits, right now. They still sell relatively well, but if you look at what's really, really popular, you have anything that's Batman sells. Superman, sells. And Aquaman is one of those titles that is getting to get good. It has a good reputation, it has strong writing, very good art, and it's been a solid read so far. So if you were to look at everything else, like Teen Titans, failure. Legion of Superheroes, failure. Stormwatch, failed. Even, gosh, the what was it called, the hunted, or some stupid sci-fi thing. I forgot what it was called. Just everything else that they've been coming up has just been like mediocre. Like even OMAC, they're trying to bring OMAC back. Suicide Squad, it's an abysmal failure. That should have been a fantastic read, but it's just failing. Art's bad, storylines are bad. They can't even tie it in to Forever Evil correctly. And but Aquaman, on the other hand, they probably went, oh, Untapped, we can actually make something of this. So basically what they're doing is they're bringing in the others. And this is his superhero team that he was a part of way back when, and introduced during Jeff Johns' storyline. Now, with this here, basically each one of the others has an Atlantean artifact, and each one stops working, and except for Aquaman's trident, of course. Now, while that happens, there's a secret organization that's running around trying to capture these artifacts. So basically what they're doing is, see, these people really don't want to work together at all. But by doing this, they're giving them the reason to want to work together. They have a common enemy, somebody's taking their stuff, their artifacts aren't working, and, it's just kind of like this very convenient plot. And overall, I'm just not a fan. This is one of those ones I'm just going to drop really quick. Like, after this, it's done. To me, Dan Jurgens is a good writer overall, but I just don't think that this is a strong title. I don't think the others are compelling enough, especially when none of them want to be there. That's the thing. Each one wants to do their own thing. And who knows, maybe they can turn this around and it'll be a top 10 seller. But my guess is you're going to see this thing kind of stay up on top, riding the Aquaman wave. And eventually when people get sick and tired of it, they need to do some cutbacks. This is going to get cut first, and then it's just going to plummet. Anyways, this is my good, the bad, the disappointing. Let me know what's on your list. What is your good, what is your bad, and what is your disappointing? And I'll have more reviews later. So until next time.